rain trickled down the face the same. It's how you look, not how you feel. A city of glass with no heart. If I had a tail right on the nights, if I had a tail, I'd swat the flies. Oh yeah, oh, 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 oh yeah, oh, oh, oh. Gets there, ooh la la. To run, you won't get far. Animals in the midnight zone. If you're on the world, you're always home. Get your hands dirty, roll up them sleeves. Brainwashed all true believers. My flash cars, diamond rings, expensive holes to bury things. I'm a sailor, obsolete in the land of the free. Immortality of my battle tail, right on the dials. If I had a tail, I'd swat the files. Called My God is the Sun. Hey, this is wonderful, man. We really appreciate y'all coming out, by the way. We're just all hanging out, drinking, having a good time, right? All right, let's get dancing. faster the world spins, the shorter the lights will glow. And I'm swimming in the night, chasing down the moon. The deeper and the water, the more I long for you. And most of what you see, my dear, is purely for show, because not everything that goes around comes back around, you know. And holding on too long is just a fear of letting go, because not everything that goes around comes back around, you know. One thing that is clear, it's all downhill from here. Cleverly disguised, all the promises of stone crumble in the night. Most of what you see, my dear, is worth letting go, because not everything that goes around comes back around, you know. Holding on too long is just a fear of what to show, because not everything that goes around comes back around, you know. Not everything that goes around comes back around, you know. One thing that is clear, it's all downhill from here. Thank you so much. does it seem? Thank you so much, sir.
So Josh, thank you for doing this, and especially since I know you're fighting a cold, you're sick, even
with tequila.
It's not stopping you from drinking tequila.
But someone has to do it, you know.
But no, we appreciate it, and especially such a busy time for you as you kick off the album. Speaking of feeling under the weather, being sick, I want to start with 2010, and for a time you were hospitalized and bedridden and depressed, as it were. And in a certain way, it seemed...
Yeah, let's talk about that.
Well, no, I kind of had the sense that that was a starting point for this album, in a way.
I like to say that I'm actually drinking the tears of children right now.
I have a quote, actually. I have a quote where you said, you never really know someone until everything goes wrong. You said at that time.
That's true. I mean, that's true. I think, you know, when things are going well, everyone gets along quite nice, you know. And but I mean, to go back a little further, I'm not complaining, and I don't like to harp on it. And I'm not the type of fellow that's like, this tastes like shit, taste it. You know, it's hard to share things that are not so good, you know. But in a lot of ways, it feels like this is almost Act 2 of Queens of the Stone Age, and Queens of the Stone Age Act 2 starts in a hospital, you know, and that's just kind of the way it is. It would be great if it started at a birthday party with a unicorn running by, because, you know, but you know, you're forced to live through what's happening, you know, and really getting sick and spending 4 months in bed. Are you offering me more tequila? Because I will totally have sex with you if you get me.
That's a good deal. You should take it now.
Because it's actually pretty damn good, I gotta say.
Trust me, I've seen the internets.
Yeah,
it's really good.
I wrote that on the internet, though. That's the thing. But I mean, you know, it is what it is, and to be honest, I'm real thankful I went through all that stuff, because it prioritizes everything, and you know, this is a blessed thing to do for a type job, you know, and so. It's the best thing that ever could happen, because everyone gets knocked down, but it's the style with which you get up is what is important, you know. So
you have like, I detect a southern drawl.
I'm drunk, and I'm on codeine. Well, I am from Southern California.
That's right.
And if I may say so, that I learned something when I was living in Josh Tree and living in Thousand Palms, that you know, hillbilly just means like, or redneck just means everybody that's like, that doesn't have a belt that isn't made of rope on, you know what I mean? And there's some interesting characters out there. And I remember hearing one guy, and I said, "Where the hell are you from?" And he goes, "I'm from here." And I said, "Am I there now? Because I better get the hell out of here."
So after your hospitalization and hold on, I'm just trying to bring it back. Bring it back. After that whole period, you subsequently released a reissue of your first album.
Yeah.
And I read that it was through rehearsing and playing that album out was actually, you know, defining this record.
Well, I think we all wanted to make almost like a James Brown trance bluesy kind of. Are you fucking nuts, man?
Whoa, 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 whoa.
He really wants to have sex.
Yeah. You had me at being within 3 feet of me. I'm sorry. Well, no, I think we all wanted to make this kind of bluesy, trancey thing that was kind of reminiscent of our first record, but at the same time, you know, if you want to make something really honest and real, you have to be told what you're going to do by the music. And I think, you know, you're standing at the end of the, you know, the trash chute that comes down from the 20th floor, hoping it's a trancey
James Brown record, and really it's like, it's the Vampire of Time and Memory instead, you know. And you know, I think you're at the mercy of your own honesty if that's what you want to do. And Uncle, like I give, you know. So.
You think it's getting easier in terms of knowing who you are, or is it more difficult to keep innovating?
Good answer. I mean, I don't
think
know.
it's all relative. I think, you know, going through this experience, making this record, I think has kind of reminded us just, you know, make sure you look in the mirror and you can understand who that person is. And if you can get out the door and do something, God bless you, you know.
Well, I also think, yeah, I love Troy too, man. I do. Look at it. He's got the suit and the thing. He's a handsome guy. What were you talking about again?
I don't know.
No,
I love that last song that you played in that first set, Keep Your Eyes Peeled.
Yeah.
Just such a great way to open the album because it's just dark and
It's a
sexy,
little bizarre.
cool.
Yeah. Your words are way better than mine. Well, I think that almost is it's like bacon. It's the gateway meat, sort of, you know. And like that song is kind of, I think, quintessentially strange and a little esoteric, like is traditionally our thing.
Yeah, it's got a funk to it too.
Yeah, it's a little stinky, you know. No, but like a good kind of stank. You know?
And that's also a song that we collaborated with Jake Shears too, who we actually would never guess that's him singing all those dark vocals, and you know, it was kind of an interesting, you know, scenario to have him.
What a great voice he has! Is
for him to jump into our sort of world and kind of rule it. It was really inspiring.
But he's got that cabaret. There's a certain cabaret overtone to lots of this stuff that's very. Honestly, like the red curtains in the small room, it actually really makes sense here. It feels really in tune with what we believed we were seeing when we were doing this. There's a cabaret kind of coding, which I happen to be on that too.
That really helps.
This is going really well. Good night, everybody. But there's a kind of like Wendy Carlos, this kind of overtone to all this stuff, and he really has that in him already, you know, and so.
Also, what you're describing, If I Had a Tail, which you performed in the first set as well, has that feel.
Yeah, you know, it just felt like that this whole record was kind of like lit by candlelight, you know what I mean? There's not, other than My God Is the Sun, there's not much sun out there, you know. And I really think you do have to just sort of do as you're told musically by the music. So the answer to that question that was like 8 minutes ago was like I don't think we ever consider that we have to. I think we know who we are and we just do that and progress that way. And we don't want to sound like someone else, and we don't even want to copy our own self too much, you know. And so you just it's almost like wherever it feels scary, you just go there, you know.
Do you find collaboration helps to stimulate that process?
I love collaboration so much.
I mean, we ended up working with a lot of people on this record, and it wasn't really, you know, a conscious decision. It was just kind of inviting people over to hang out and have a drink and you know, take the focus off of ourselves for a second and you know, learn something from our friends.
I started tripping out on the, you know, I almost forgot to think of like the marquee value of like, oh, there's this and this, you know, because really when you're in that process of making a record and it's more difficult than you hoped it would be, you call, I know it's Dave Grohl and it's Nick Oliveri and it's Trent Reznor, but for us it's like Dave and Nick and Trent, and you know, I think when things are tough, that's when you're supposed to call your friends and we just come over here and have some tequila for a little, and we'll figure something cool to do together, and it's kind of that simple. And then after the fact, it was like, with names like Trent Reznor, and in all honesty, like you kind of go, shit, you know, you like it's almost like, oh wait, it's quite supposed to be like that, you know what I mean?
Well, there's also a gentleman by the name of Sir Elton John on
I
this
didn't-
record as well.
I didn't know that he was
him.
a sir until way after the fact, you know? I thought he was
He
just
really
Mr. You know, John. But that's, yeah, he's great, man.
How did that come together?
We both love capes. That's not the real answer, but that's pretty cool, though, man.
Also, there's a fellow by the name of James Lavelle, who is an old friend of mine. I first met him way back with Mo Wax Records.
Absolutely.
And is that good?
That's really good.
That's Patron, baby.
Yeah.
So James Lavelle and Mo Wax, and I remember him first coming to LA, and me and Beth Halper took him around, and remember he wasn't wearing socks, and it was hot, and his feet just stank.
Oh, God.
The whole time we're driving
I'm
around.
so glad you brought that up, Jason.
That's all I remember. But anyway,
I hope you remember this a little differently. Ba-dum, bam.
But James played a part on this album, at least one song, Like Clockwork, the title track.
Well, yeah, that song actually, I think James was going through a tough time like I was going through a tough time, you know? And so he called me, he was like, can we just do a track together? It doesn't have to be for anything. It's got no reason attached to it. And in a way, I almost needed a break away from the record. And right after I started, you okay back there? Someone just fell on roller skates with
They took the same step that I took.
a tray
earlier.
full of glasses, just like, whoops. And then I called Troy and I said, come over and get involved with this because it's really interesting. And we just decided to take a week away from the record, and it came together so fast, and it was very honest, and it came together kind of lickety-splickety, and it didn't have a title for the longest time. And there was this notepad on the table in the control room, and I wrote Like Clockwork on there. And of all the things that got put on there and spilled and knocked off and all this stuff, no one ever put anything on top of that piece of paper. And there's some okay lyrics in that song, but none of them are title-ish. And we were going, what should we call this thing? And I sat down and I looked at that piece of paper, and it was just like clockwork again. Because we kept looking at that piece of paper. Every time something went wrong, it was like clockwork. And every time it went right, it was like clockwork. So
I want to know, you know, with your various projects and band names always being pretty creative, I want to know some of the rejected band names.
well, I wanted to call them Crooked Vultures Caligula. Because I was like, that seems cool, right? You know? Evil tyrant with the sex, and then there's, look at that horse and the thing. You know?
Go ahead. No.
Yeah. Doesn't that sound great? But you know, every band name is taken by some jam band in Canada that's never played. And so it dawned on me that if you use bad English, every band name is untaken. You know? I mean, not now.
Not bad English though. I think pretty sure that's
Oh, yeah.
a band name.
That had that dude from. So true. That had the dude from Night Ranger in it, right?
Probably.
Night Ranger is fucking awesome.
They are.
Yeah.
Sister Christian, not.
I want to ask you about a couple more songs before we get into your second set, and I believe you're going to start the second set with Vampire Time and Memory.
Yeah.
You know, as a DJ, I'm always trying to connect the dots, and I've noticed last week I was playing Pink Floyd around that song. For whatever reason, I was drawing.
Which song? Or it doesn't matter.
No, I played two different ones.
Mashup?
Yeah, a little mashup. But there's a sensibility in there that I hear that feels Pink Floyd to me. Does that make sense at all to you?
Yeah, I mean, I think, I used to, whenever there was something that I was working on, if it sounded even remotely like something else, I always used to fucking, oh, sorry, man. I didn't mean to say used to. I used to throw it away because I really wanted everything to sound as real as I could understand, you know. But I also think it's also at some point it's like we're us, and there's nothing that you can do to change it. And so, thanks, Dad. My dad's.
Miss you, Dad. Miss you.
Honestly, Dad, I cannot drive. You know? You home again. But I think when something has an overtone, that's a beautiful thing. I think there's like shades of gray. No, I think there's shades of all kinds of stuff. You know, I mean, we hear bits of Bowie and sort of Lust for Life and Wendy Carlos and maybe a little Floyd. But
yeah, I think I hear Bowie. Miwa actually mentioned Bowie in your ballads.
Bowie in your ballads.
That's the new serial we're working on.
Is that mine? Hey kids, there's Bowie in your ballads. It's like, this tastes weird. It has a mullet. It's weird. Taste a mullet. I had a mullet. Actually.
Well, listen, congratulations on the new album. I don't,
Nice segue.
you know, I'm just saying, I'm hanging on for the ride here.
This song is it's kind of a bummer actually, but no, but it's hopefully it's beautiful. Hopefully you understand. It's called The Vampire of Time and Memory.
I want God to come and take me home, 'cause I'm all alone in this crowd. Who are you to me? Who am I supposed to be? Not exactly sure anymore. Where's this going to? Can I follow through, or just follow you for a while? Does anyone ever get this right? I feel no love. As I feel the illusion that you feel is real. To be vulnerable is needed most of all. If you intend to truly fall apart, you think the worst of all is far behind. Time and memories has died, has survived. I speak, I breathe, I'm incomplete, I'm alive. Hooray, you're out again, 'cause I feel no love. Does anyone ever get this right? Does anyone ever get this right? I feel no love. I feel no love.
Thank you. Here it is. This is called Us Out by the Ocean.
Thank you.
Turn that shit up, will you? Make it loud.
Thank you so much, sir.
Yeah, try this.
stolen from me. But dare I say, give it away. Watching the water give in as I go down the drain. I appear missing now. Like missing no longer exists. One day I'll find someone you miss. Shot me awake, tear me apart, and like a load at a hospital gown. Deeper asleep, further down, rabbit hole never to be found. It's only falling in love because you hit the ground. Yeah. far and through. Up like you all alone, standing out the window. Little sister, can I come round out there? Bound to show you all my love, bound to be young and love. I know you like nobody ever, baby. That old sister, can't you find another way? Living life behind the shadow. That old sister, can't you find another way? Now I'm living life behind the shadow. Whisper secrets in my ear, slowly dance and take to take. That's a sweet thing when you open up, baby. Say I won't do you wrong. Come together, 'cause I understand just so you really are, yeah, baby. That old sister, can't you find another way? Now I'm living life behind the shadow. That old sister, can't you find another way? Now I'm living life behind the shadow. We're gonna pull it back just a little bit.